Hey, what is going on, everybody? How you all doing out there? That's right. We are going. Words are hard. I will just admit, and I apologize for being a few minutes late, even later than we've normally been doing on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but then later than the time I said the stream would start. I apologize. Your time is important, and I know that, and I respect that. I've had a bit of a good morning. Don't get me wrong. Nothing's wrong. Nothing. Don't send positive vibes my way. Just a bit of a hectic morning, really, really busy morning. So we're here. I'll remember how to speak. We'll have some fun. I promise. If you're watching on playback, I will go back as suggested by my Discord server, and people have really been enjoying it and commenting on the streams. And I will do timestamps in the description, so that way you can just jump straight to it. Because like I said, your time's important too. You might not be looking for a hangout, and I get that. We will be opening up the rest of the reunion crystals. It's been quite a journey. I'll talk about that when we get to it. Then we will go over like learning to fight Enchantress. And I want to make this clear. We're going to be learning how to fight her today. I've been able to solo her on the side quest with a few different champions and that sort of thing. But there's a lot more to learn. I personally think she's a cool defender. So I just want to put that out there right there too. I know that, or a lot of you are like, thumb down. I hate that and I hate you. And that's fine. That's your right. That's how YouTube works. That's totally, totally okay. But you could stick around. We could have a conversation about it. And then I will be going over my latest love. My latest, like, I don't know, what is the term in MCoC is none other than the superior Iron Man. I have taken him to rank 5. I had ascended him. We are going to go through the event quest and just crush it with him and kind of learn how to play him better. Because one of the things I love about him is I do think he's like relatively simple to play. I think if you want to just kind of zone out, and just play a video game, just relax, like chill, put your feet up on your recliner or your sofa, just wherever you're at. You know, for me, it's that chair back there where I just love to chill back there in this room. I think you could do that and you can get really good results. But I'm paying a little more attention to him and the pre-fight and all that. And I think if you want to really pay attention and go in on him, I think you can. And I think you're going to get even superior results. Hello, what's up, Bia? How you doing, buddy? Hey, OG Highline, what's up, man? It's cool because I know your name. And, you know, I think you stopped by the VBC on Saturday. I did my best to say hello to you. Mentally, I said hello to you multiple times. I had so many different things I was trying to coordinate and do, and the interview and all that. I have a feeling, though, I never actually said hello. And I apologize for that because I know you were there and I saw you, and you've been one of the longest, most loyal supporters of me and my channel. And so I always appreciate you showing up and all the support you send my way, man. And to the whole Illuminati, as they've let me know. What's up, Noble? How you doing? Andrew, the rough BBC champion himself. What's up, man? What's up, champ? How you doing? It's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's awesome. Thanks for being here, bud. Forgotten. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? Aren't you doing a big showcase recently? I could have swore on Twitters. I think it was on the Twitters. Maybe it was on the community page of your YouTube. There was a showcase you were teasing that I was pretty excited to see coming my way. And if I just somehow missed it, I always go to my subscription feed. That's what I do because YouTube alerts and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. Eventually, that YouTube, I think Google will eventually make enough money where they can get that stuff really going, polish it up. That's my hope. You know, sending positive vibes their way. Just they're trying so hard over there. So let me know, dude. Let me know. Shout it out in this chat. Let's talk about it, man. Adam G, what's up, dude? What's up, Matt? Average Adam, how are you, my friend? Thanks, OG Highland. Appreciate it. Speaking of support, what's up, Allison? How you doing? I disappeared. Where did I go? Am I back? Let me know. Drockers, what's up, buddy? Never mind, Allison. That's all right. You can pull a lot of tricks on me. I was at a camping trip recently, family, it was school and the whole thing, and the kids wanted to pull pranks. And the parents were like, you do not do it. Do not do it. And so I asked the parents if it would be okay with them if I told the kids they could prank me. I have a couple ground rules. Like I didn't want it in my cabin, you know, because my family's gonna be sleeping there. My dog was there and I would be sleeping there. So I didn't want it there in my cabin there. And the other one was I was like, not while I'm eating. And the parents were like, yeah, please do that. And wouldn't you know, the kids, I don't know if they never tried, but it never actually happened. They were so geeked up. We were there for a full weekend. It never actually happened. What's up, Enchantress? How you doing, man? Keenan, what's up, bud? Users free energy on the autocomplete. Man, I always forget to do that stuff. It's just like, I'm not kidding when I say like, one of the reasons I'm not a good CCP member is just so much information, right? Like, and this, my accountant always tells me I can't call this a hobby. So this is not a hobby, okay? This is a job. But I am fully employed. I'm very like grateful for that job. And like that takes up the vast majority of my like remembering things, brain space. And so when I come to here, it's very like, sometimes like you all will tell me like, we've been over this. I'm like, it feels like the first time I've ever even heard it. And I apologize. It's not that it wasn't important. It was terribly important. I just needed that brain space for something else. The problem is I can't control what leaves the brain. So sometimes it's really important stuff. What's up, Aiden? How you doing, man? Cowboy. All right. So we are going to, like I said, we're going to finish off. We're going to start off here. We're going to finish off and start off. That's tough to do at the same time, but we will do it simultaneously because that's how we roll. We're going to finish off the reunion crystals here. It's been quite a journey, right? Yeah, we've been all over it, and I am going to put these all into one video. There's so many crystals, and there's so much RNG. The first few batches were brutal, right? Like I was very much bemoaning. I was moaning. I was complaining. I was whining the whole time. And then the second batch, I think it was the second or third batch we opened up on live stream. I was like, all right, yeah, here we go. This is what it's about. So hopefully we can keep that good luck continuing. I think when we total it all up, it's going to feel like a lot, but I'll feel more certain about that if we get a bunch of tier 4 alpha right now. And if we could get one sucks or just one, it would literally save it. Like nothing would matter. I could get 6-star shards from the rest of these. I think it's going to be 24 crystals by the time it's all said and done. The event's over. I will happily take 6-star shards out of 23 of them if I can get one champion selector, just one. Can we make that happen? MCoC Encyclopedia, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? All right, here we go. We pop them because there's no real, we found out. Yeah, this is like I said, when the luck is bad, these just feel like a swift kick to the nuts. It's like MCoC Kabam is just like, would you like another kick to the nuts? And I'm like, no. They're like, oh, too bad. Here you go. Here's another one. So there we go. Let's see how many of these happen today. All right, this ain't bad. This ain't bad. This is good. I think this is one of the like mini silver lining ones, right? This is one of the like great misses. Okay, and then so like right now the potion doesn't feel so bad. The potion feels more like here, would you also like a potion? I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. These are good. I've opened up, I think, 2 7-star crystals since this event went live. Now, BG rewards and Alliance War rewards came in at the same time, so that contributed to it, I believe. At least War did. This is the like, ain't no one want that. Ain't no one wants that, man. Like, you better come through with a selector, buddy, if that's what I'm going to be getting. Let's just make that clear right now. Make that clear right now. All right, not terrible. This is okay. This is okay. The Crystal Cornucopia video for this month is pretty amazing. Like, I finally awakened one of those champions that I am constantly saying I would love to awaken. And I think a lot of that's directly due to this. So the RNG was good for me as far as the crystals were concerned. But for those of you who aren't familiar with my channel, I don't enjoy incursions as much as I do a variety of other modes. And one of the reasons why I don't enjoy it is because I have to spend units should I need to heal or I need to revive. It's just, I don't know, like I feel like I can kind of earn potions and revives everywhere else in some way, shape, or form, and it not being possible in incursions does irritate me. It irks me. It contributes to my dislike of the mode itself, and so I am just taking the potions and things there to try to lessen the pain should I ever do incursions again, which, let's be honest with ourselves, as soon as they have a saga incursion and there is great rewards behind it, I will be right there with you, being like, how many rooms do I need to do, Kabam? Just tell me, I will do it. All right, we keep getting the near misses. Like, we're getting 7 stars, we're getting the tier 6 class catalysts. Here's more 7 stars. I'm gonna add these all up. I will probably fast forward when I go back and edit this. Right? Like when I've been using stream content lately, I'm like, a stream's different than a video, in my opinion. And you're like, yeah, no shit, Vega. But like I think like in the stream, there's more back and forth, the jokes, the ha, these sorts of things. In a video, it's like let's cut a lot of that out. So I will probably cut a lot of these things out, or fast forward through it so you can see it. But so it's not lengthening the video. I think that's the least I can do when we're showing stream content. And I see a lot of people voting in the poll. I really appreciate that because that's going to be very helpful to me. Tier 6 class Catalyst. I have been selecting Mystic lately just because I have so many Mystics that I love. And I could see myself wanting to rank up more. See so many other people showing up in chat. What's up? I will go back to it in a minute. We're going to pop the rest of these. We've got 12. It doesn't, like, I'm not feeling good. There's been no tier 4 alpha today and no sign, not even a whiff of a selector crystal. Which will leave me with quite a dilemma. I wanted Awakened Punisher 2099 at the end of this event. And I definitely cannot awaken him if I don't have him at least once. So I feel I did the analysis video on that, and I said I would probably still select Punisher 2099 because I do think he's very good. I think he's be very powerful in Battlegrounds, especially like certain metas might accentuate him. And I need to get him once before I can awaken him. And it does seem like it's not determinative, obviously, but reading the tea leaves, these champions will eventually make their way to the basic crystal. Personally, I actually think, I know a lot of you are going to be like, shut up. I think he would have been a fine addition to the Titan crystal. I actually think he would have been a great one. But so we'll see what they do. Man thing all day. Andrew, shoot. So I've been talking about that lately, and I just put out the Battlegrounds tier list. So I literally came out this morning. One of the things I was kind of hypothesizing is like, I don't want to move champions around too much based on like projection. Is I think with Enchantress and Man Thing and potentially seeing rank 3 Man Things, do you see yourself, because I mean, you're like literally one of the top 2 or 3 best Battlegrounds players in the world. Do you think seeing Man Things in decks might get you to consider other science champions to put in? Like, for example, I'm not saying yes, definitely has to be him, but like, for example, the one I'm theorizing is Overseer. Just curious, like how you think that, and I realize you're like typing, you're like, dude, I can't write an essay right now. How you think that might influence deck construction and therefore like kind of the meta as far as the attacker versus defender and dual threats concerned. I basically just asked you to write an essay. I apologize. As I was saying it, I was like, Larson, what's up, buddy? Accelerate went on. You got oh, that's great, buddy. I'm very happy for you, Accelerate. I am happy for you. Oh man. You couldn't share with me though, huh? I see how it is. And you have the audacity to show up here. You have the audacity to come here and be like, I got it. Man, I'm not pumping either fist right now, much less both of them. This has been a massive disappointment, but it's RNG. I knew that going in. This is just one where like you kick yourself because you're like, I knew this was a possible outcome. I knew this was a very possible outcome. Now what do? I don't do it enough to send things to the stash. If I'm using a team revive or health in war has gone horribly wrong. Something catastrophic has happened if you're reviving the whole team or using, I guess health potions maybe not as determinative or on that one, but if you're using a team revive in war, something has gone terribly wrong. Oh, hey, look at that. 2 Valiant Crystals. Maybe I did get a domino, I think, out of one of those recently. So, God, this sucks. I can tell nothing good is going to happen. That's the worst, too. When it hits you, you're like, nothing good's going to happen. I'm just basically pressing buttons. And yeah, there we go. All right. It looks like I will get nothing and I will need to be happy. I have a few more crystals that I will be opening up. There will be no stream between the end of the event and now. So I'll open this up. I will live record them and I will put them in the video. And once I add everything up, I have a feeling that seeing the totals of what I actually got out of all these will help me feel a lot better than I do right now, because I can't imagine feeling worse. And it's my own damn fault, which is what makes it that much harder. I'll finish opening these up and then we will get right back to the chat. We'll get right back. I want to see if we have enough for a 7-star crystal. Although after all of that, I feel so outrageously unlucky that you guys want to see me get kicked in the nuts? I think it'll be fun. I think that's the sort of thing that should be done publicly, I believe. Public humiliation, harm, that sort of thing, in a non-serious way, of course. I think is the kind of stuff people like to see. So let's see how bad we can make the luck here. What are you guys predicting? What's like the worst thing I could pull from this 7-star crystal? I'm going with, I know MSD really likes him, but I'm still sticking strong with like Red Goblin, Captain Sam Falcon, I think. I could get my Ebony Maw to Sig 180, I believe it is. He's actually pretty good, and so is Captain Sam. I just don't enjoy playing them. What's like the worst? What are you predicting now to be the just the cherry on top of this craptastic sundae that Kabam has served me here? What is it? Let's get a little drama here. You guys want to see me kicked in the nuts? One of the slightly weirder ways to join it. That is weird, Bitter. I gotta admit, Bitter. I gotta say, I agree with you. You never cease to amaze me with your grasp on a situation, my friend. See, people like Red Goblin. It kind of shows you how good the 7-star crystal is. We didn't get to go into depth on it on the live interview with Crash. I actually wanted to talk to him about that, about how much better, and actually, in my opinion, how very good the transition from 6 to 7s has felt, especially as someone who played through the transitions from 5s to 6. That was quite bad. And how I did think it was cool. And I went back and watched the interview many times, and he talked about how they just kind of cut off the bottom 25%. I think that's been really, really helpful. It doesn't mean there aren't champions in here that you don't want or aren't as objectively powerful overall. But the crystal is a very good crystal. What's up, PP? How you doing, bud? Kicking time. Venom there it is. Venom the Duck would be the worst. I happen to know 2 people who really like him. People like weird stuff, man. There's not much I can do about it. I still like them, Steel 22 and the Strands. They're both good guys in my book. They just happen to be very public about their fetishes. All right, here we go. We're going to open this up. I would love to change the luck around. Can we shift this nonsense that we've been dealing with here? We've already awakened one of my most wanted awakenings recently. I'm not going to spoil it. Can we get a second one? I think we can. I'd like to see it happen. I'm going to enjoy this moment. Let's get the duck. Boom. Let's do this. Kushala coming around. They're teasing me. That's a setup for a kick to the nuts. Yeah. They did it. They did it. Kabam. You did it. Congratulations. It's not the duck. And actually, he's good. I just don't think the SIG is something that you really are pumped up on. He's actually very, very good. I will not be taking him to rank 3 anytime soon. But he is actually good. Setup and spike. You got that right, MCoC Encyclopedia. Setup and spike, which, one of the favorite terms from Janik. If you ever see Janik, make sure you let him know that you've been setting up and spiking all day long. Don't actually do it. He may kick you in the nuts. All right, here we go. He was a very legit volleyball player, and it's like a misterming of the term or something like that. All right. Wow, that was rough. That was brutal. I'm still smiling, but it's more smiling through the tears. All right, we got a lot of chat to catch up on. Andrew did right. Thank you, buddy. I said hello to Accelerate. Come in here showing off. Showing off. That's all right, man. I respect it. People asking Andrew questions. You should. I mean, you don't get to be the VBC champion for nothing, right? It's 1 a.m. here in the Philippines. You're going to stream or sleep. What's up, Zed? Thanks for being here, buddy. Andrew Payne, this goes way back. This is my question about Man-Thing, and if he thought there might be any shifting of the decks at a high level. I do think, to be very clear, like the peaks for me nowadays is like high Mysterium, like Mysterium 1. I enjoy like throwing a lower Celestial player off their game, taking a round from them or a match. It's a good time. And so I'm playing in that Mysterium down to Quantum. That's just where I naturally end up by the amount of time I can play. And I do think Man-Thing is going to be someone that I want to account for there. But Andrew's saying not really a well-rounded deck should already be able to take care of Man-Thing. Hulk, Titania, and Piggy should already be in people's decks, and they can take him fine. That's a great point, and I don't think we can get a better authority on it than that right there. Love iHulk. Yeah, people have been showing some great stuff with iHulk. I just saw Nagase's video. You know, there's been more than Nagase, but I just happened to watch Nagase's video yesterday. The like, I think it was like what creeps in the night or something. I always like how he comes up with like a theme for it. I just, for me, it adds to it. I think it's very fun. I enjoy how he does that. Let's go. We're just room through the chat. I would say iced tea. If that's not how your name's supposed to be pronounced, let me know. The Valiant crystals from these have been really lucky. Recently pulled a 7-star negative and 7-star. Oh, from the Valiant. Oh, that's right. We'll go back and open those two. I'm sure nothing good will happen, but we'll do it. Aiden saying decent amount of 7-star shards. Yeah. That's the way this rolls, man. It just, again, now that all jokes aside, we're not recording all that stuff. It's like, it's RNG. And so, you know, this was obviously tuned for like the broad player base. So someone like me who's like wants one thing that's at a 0.06% chance, it's very clear the vast majority of people like that are going to end up disappointed, even though they got a bunch of really awesome stuff. I think I've opened 3 7-star crystals. I have gotten, I think, a whole tier 4 alpha. Like, it's been good. It's just not what I wanted. So I kind of set myself up for that. For that sort of disappointment. Cowboy, awaken Wags or grab P99. You know, obviously I don't have the ability to go through the whole video. I did do a video and kind of address this exact sort of scenario. No worries. I understand not everyone watches every video. It's all good. What I essentially said was, if you really like Wags and you want to rank him, I think you definitely select him to get him awakened. It opens up his play, his loop, and his damage significantly. If you're not looking to rank up Wags or not someone you're like super excited about, he is good. Then I think go Pun 99, assuming that they all eventually come into the basic crystal, and then you can rank them up there, right? I'm getting texts like crazy right now, messages coming through. I appreciate people cheering for Venom in the Duck. That would have made me laugh a lot more than the War Machine. OG Highline, I did see that Oasis is getting back together. I hope they do something cool, man. They're doing a tour. Are they putting out a new album? Okay, we're going back to Bitter entry. All right, let's scroll ahead a little bit here. Let's scroll a little bit. If anything, they emptied the clip into the net. Bitter, that is perfect. That is the wit. That is the wit and cleverness with which I have come to expect from you. All right, let's go ahead and jump. What's up, Misery? Thanks for being here, bud. Jay Will, what's up, Jay Will? What's up, Hellboy? How you doing, man? I was very disappointed. I wanted to watch Hellboy 1 the other day on like one of the 19 streaming services I know. Like, that's been good. I cut the cord. I was an early cut quarter. Got rid of cable. Most of you are like, what's cable? I got rid of cable, and it was like, we're doing the streaming services. It's going to save us money. I now have, like, no joke, I think 8 streaming services that I pay for. And it is just as expensive as cable ever was, if not more so. And I still, like, have trouble watching live sports, which is, like, the main thing I want to see. So that's fun. Anyways, damn rip. Yeah, what's really weird is Hellboy 2 was available. Like, who the hell does that? Who's like, no. People want to see Hellboy 2. They don't want to see Hellboy 1. They just want to go straight to the second one. I thought that was so bizarre. It's so weird. Physical media is back. Oh, like, yeah. I have a day planner, writing down. I literally am using Post-its, sticky notes again. Anything that could prevent me from having to open my phone. And then that thing that happens, I think, to the vast majority of us, we're like, oh, I wonder what's going on Twitter. I haven't checked YouTube a little bit. Maybe some people made some fun comments. I'd like to throw some hearts around. Ooh, what did Andrew the Rough post today? Ooh, MCoC Encyclopedia recently did a tier list update. I'd like to check that out, right? Like that sort of thing. And then all of a sudden 45 minutes has gone by. All right, here we go. Well, what did we say we were going to do today? Oh, that's right, Enchantress. All right, let's do this, man. Let's do this. There have been a few not pretty good, really good videos on how to fight her, right? There's the basic breakdown of it as far as her various spells that she can get at the start of the fight and then after her special one. Where is she? I don't have the 7-star. I did not mean to do that. Did you have the 6? Where is she? Where are you? Don't be shy. Come on out. We'll be dueling her, basically, and then assuming we're not going too long on time, we will jump into the side quest and try to beat her one more time. I've soloed her a few times in the side quest with the Overseer, Luke Cage, and then Spider-Man, OG Spider-Man. I think I said Quicksilver, right? Quicksilver. One of the things, I'm just kind of setting the table here. One of the things I really like about Quicksilver for her is, remember, Quicksilver can get it. It's after he gets up to 300 of his momentum, which is not hard to do. You have the can't miss ability. And for me, that's very helpful in feeling comfortable with her green spell, that punishment of the heavy. The reason Luke Cage and Spider-Man can be great for her is they both have debilitates that, depending on the fight, the node, and those sorts of things, can be relatively easy to access. As we're going through here, we're gonna kind of try to look at this and why the debilitate. I want to try to find that. So this might take a minute. If anyone knows exactly where it is in her kit, please let me know. I don't want to sidetrack the stream really at all, or necessarily very much, about her complexity, her as an attacker. If you're interested just in a very quick synopsis of my thoughts, I was very concerned about her entering the game. As of right now, the vast majority of my concerns have been completely answered. And while she might not be a champion that I end up adopting and using a ton, I know a lot of people are very excited about her being in the game. And I think that's very cool that they have a champion that has this like massive spellbook, wizard, mage feeling, control the fight. If you're like, no, dude, no one likes her, you're wrong. Seriously, go check out, you can check out the playlist on my channel if that's easier for you to find. Go to the Enchantress playlist, or go to MCoC Grass, or Grass MCoC. The young man put out over an hour's worth of footage of her, goes in tremendous depth explaining her. She is complex, but you can see someone, a high tier, very smart player, having a great time with her. So I don't want to spend time on that today, okay? And I realize that's a hot thing. We can talk about it another time. Today we're trying to learn how to fight her. So here is the part where they're talking about her, the various possible spells that can happen. They're saying a predetermined order. And gosh, can you guys see what's up, Messiah? PP, now you learned 5 knots concerned. Same here. Absolutely same here. I'm as a defender bit has a debilitate line. Thank you, Aiden. I don't know why it's so hard to find, but especially in streaming, it's like, oh, there it is. Okay. So each debilitate effect on Enchantress counts as a negative spell for the purposes of this ability. Let's go up to the top. For each spell, 20% of all incoming damage is prevented. If any spells are still active at the start of Enchantress' next special attack, the prevented damage is sent back to the attacker. Okay, so I think for the most part, we don't need to like fully understand it and be able to extrapolate it for our purposes today. But you can see why having a debilitate on, right, it counts as a negative spell effect for the ones that are going to happen from her throwing her special one. And then down here, until she has thrown her special one 2 times, Enchantress cannot throw her special attack. So some of the like really nice takedowns you've seen, it almost feels like people aren't concerned about her getting to these higher bars of power. That's why, okay? That's why. So let's go ahead. I will check in with the chat very quickly. You just want to play video game, not back to class. Absolutely, Larson, and that's kind of my point. And this is going to be, hopefully, the one time I address this, because I don't want to bog us down. You all can make all the comments you want. I'm not trying to get you to not say these things. Chat with each other, have a great time. I'm just saying, like, for the viewer experience, I don't want to get onto that topic because I do think it's huge. I do think it's worthy. It's just not what we're doing today. It is why I've become as okay with her as I am, and kind of like I kind of like her right now, is I don't think you need to know all of this to fight her. I think you need to know all of that to utilize her offensively. And I don't feel like you need to utilize her offensively. She does not feel necessary to progression. Really, no champion does anymore. So I think fighting her, it's not simple, but you can get it done without knowing all of this stuff. You can see very little of what we just went over right there. And I gotta say, you know, one of my concerns was like, I don't see how Kabam could have pulled that off. And as of right now, massive, massive compliment to the designer and the balance team and probably the whole design team, because I'm aware that a lot of that stuff is collaborative for pulling this off and giving players like Grass, and I believe Aiden is a big fan. I don't want to put words in Aiden's mouth, but I believe Aiden is a big fan too. And like Adamantium from the Spreadsheet Winners Wizards really enjoys her as well. I think it's great that there are champions in the game that they enjoy using as well, and none of us feel like we have to use them. All right, we're a little overpowered for the duel. The purpose isn't really to show, you know, power levels or how easy it is to defeat Enchantress. It's to kind of just survive. So we've got that green spell, and so she's got the miss up, and you see how we like got rid of all of it right there. It's really cool because obviously I can't set that up. That's RNG. Right, is what spells is she going to start with? And the green one is you punish the heavy. Now there's 2 hits to the heavy. Best I can tell. Maybe there's 3. Let's pay attention to the tab. But there's 2 that I have found. You can interrupt the first part of it. But without a miss counter, I believe you have a 30% chance to just miss. So what I've learned is to wait for the whole heavy, punish the last bit. If I miss, I have time to block and protect myself. You got to be quick, but you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I really feel strongly about that. Okay. And then we got lucky that all of her spells were, I guess, the transmutation. I'm going to continue to call them the green spells because I think that's the easiest way to identify them quickly. They're all now down. I can go ahead and just attack and build and build and build. She may, let's see how quickly she dies. She's about to hit me because I hit pause because I wanted to address this point. But I'm going to try to get the debilitate up, and we'll see just kind of how that can be helpful to you in a fight. All right, so let's go. But yeah, so we got hit. That's fine. Spidey, I actually took my Spidey during 2. I like him. We have him accurately rated, in my opinion, on the tier list. Of course, it should be a surprise to no one. I'm not telling you he's one of the best champions in the game now. So there we go. We miss again. Now purple is, I believe it's knockdown, right? There we go. So we got it down again. This is literally going perfectly. I can't believe that I'm trying to illustrate something in MCoC and it's going this smoothly, right? With all the RNG in the game. We've gotten down her spells. Now, of course, very rarely are you going to have done this much damage already. But this is when you're seeing those quick takedowns. I've seen some with CGR. I've seen some with Silk. This is what is literally happening. The attacker, the person playing, is playing Enchantress's game, and then they just literally destroy her. She does not have a large health pool. All of her spells are down. We've got the debilitate up. Everything's going very, very smoothly, right? So we'll just continue this. Egg. And I'm asking Egg because I think he's paying attention and he knows her very well. I still got the neutralize up, but I didn't see any of the damaging effects. Did I miss the SP1 evade, or does that happen regardless, even if you evade the SP1? And if anyone else in the chat feels like strongly that they know, that I'm very interested in that. That was kind of like my second step. If this first step had gone very well, this first step, because she's cooperating and the dice rolls are going so smoothly, this first step is going much faster. I didn't even know if we'd get past this first step today. All right, so let's go ahead and just continue on. Let's try to get one more. Okay, so I missed the SP1 evade. And we got the damaging effects. So I will try to punish the first hit of her heavy, if she'll throw it. Now I actually got hit by it. I'm trying to get her to there again. So we got it down there. Now I need intercept. I personally think this is where you can get into a lot of trouble. Is that the RNG, depending on the spell that she rolls, you can get into a lot of trouble. Like even with a very, very strong counter, even with us getting really good RNG as far as what spells came up for her, even with us being able to punish and get rid of those spells quickly, we still ended up cornered. So the thing I've found so far is when she gives me the opportunity to hit into her block, I want to do it because I want to back her up. I need to back her up, right? One of her spells is going to cause her to go unstoppable. I believe it's when she's dashing, I think it is, or when she's throwing heavy. I think, no, it's when she's dashing, making the intercept one very difficult to get down. Again, part of why I really like Quicksilver. It surprised me how much I liked Quicksilver for her. Okay, let's see what Aiden's saying. Might be helpful to learn the dex. Yeah, so that's what I was gonna go. That's step 2, and I realize you and me aren't necessarily typing and talking at the same time. So, but that's where I kind of want to get to. I think that's very important to learn the SP1 dex, which clearly I don't have down fully. No, so the dot effects only apply when orange spells trigger. It's just best to learn the muscle memory for it. It's hard to identify. I agree. I think it's you want to learn the dex. Thank you, Aiden. Messiah saying, great to learn the second hit of the heavy. Here's the thing, though, is in my experience fighting her, getting backed up to my side has been the biggest, it's honestly the largest threat. It's been the largest threat and problem. We may evolve to where it's not, but right now it is. And so I do, that's why I've liked Quicksilver, is because if I can get the anti-miss up, I don't need to wait for the second hit of the heavy, and I can punish the first hit. Even if it's only saving me just a little bit of room on the map, it's enough that it's helping me feel like right now, I really like it. Spider-Man and Luke Cage are getting a lot of popularity because I think so. I think we're finally turning the corner. As someone who's been talking about Luke Cage for a long time, I'm seeing less and less comments from people that seem to not know that some people didn't even know he was buffed. Just very, very accurate. So here we go. Let's start this over. Okay, so this you love to see, right? This you can just buff, or you can just, sorry. I'm gonna just knock her down. She's giving me some time to back her up. Being aggressive, so that's no good. So this is what I mean. I think you really want to use that opportunity to push her back. So, Egg, if you're watching, man, and I hate to put you on the spot like this, as you might not be watching, this is where I'm still struggling. Did I get the dex or not? Or anyone, if anyone feels confident that. Be right back at lunchtime. Have a great lunch, Messiah. I appreciate being here. Because I feel like I hit the dex, and it's way easier. No, not there. Which part did I miss? Purple spells trigger and on activation, not on hit. So is it not 3 dexes? And guys, if I do, because I'm seeing the poll, if I do turn this into a video, I will go over the dex. We'll get it. This is why this stream is called Learning to Fight Enchantress, not the how to fight, like we did for Dust. With Dust, it was I knew how to fight her. I had the dexes down. That was how to fight Dust. This is learning to fight. Purple spells are unavoidable. The dot seems to be only on block. Purple spell is unavoidable. So that's why I'm wondering if I actually did land the dex or not. It's 4 dexes. I only did 3. Okay. Okay. I don't think we're going to take up a ton of time on this stream with me trying to learn that dex. I feel like that's something that's better for me to do as far as our time for the stream is concerned, for me to do privately. And then should I turn it into a video, I will show that dex. I think we've got the big foundations for kind of getting started against her. If anyone has any questions on anything we've gone over, ask. It is not a dumb question. It is very much not a dumb question. You got me right here. You got incredibly smart players. Like, I mean, I like the last 5 people who've taught 6, 8, 10. I know and are very smart players. Ask. This is a great opportunity to do it. Aiden, it's best to dex first hit, dex second hit, block the first pillar for the third, and then dash out of your block to dex final. All right, Aiden, thank you. And so, you can even pull up the chat if you want. I hear Photon could count. So thank you, William. That's another reason why I really like Photon for her. Remember, Photon's first medium cannot miss. That's even if she's not in her pure light form. So just like out the gate, you've got that again too on the first hit of the heavy. I'll try to manufacture that if I can here. See, like right there, it's a little bit risky because I might miss. But that's what I mean as far as like, if I feel really confident in it, I will go for it. Saves me a little room on the map. And there is a nice window. You got to watch out for it, but there's a nice window and you can take it down. What's up, J. Will? So let me try to see if you can do it. She like literally won't throw her special 2. Oh, I understand the essence of the question now. You and Aiden obviously, and you understood each other. I get what you're saying now. Hold smash to unlock is the best. All right, so let's go ahead and I think we've got the basics down there. I don't see anyone asking any other questions. Let's go ahead and do the side quest. We'll try to run through the side quests quickly, and then we'll move on to Superior Iron Man. Yeah, I feel good about that being like the basics to get everyone started on her. And just to kind of like, I'm not trying to prove my point, but as let's call it a supporting piece of evidence to my point, you saw just there, I clearly have no idea how to play Enchantress. And if I don't ever want to learn, I don't think I will need to. And that's a big part of why I'm so okay with her. That is, and I'm starting to get a point where I'm like, I'm very happy she exists because there's a lot of people playing this game that are excited about a champion like her, that want that breadth, they want that complexity. And I think it's really cool that Kabam, I guess, was aware of that and just fulfilling that role. I think it's the kind of thing that'll help the game grow as far as a player base. And you got to keep in mind, I am very, very okay with the idea that not every champion is going to be for me, not every meta is going to be for me, not every saga. Like, I can continue on. Not every offer. Like, the whole thing is not meant for me. As long as they're making enough of the player base happy, like a formula, right? Like, how much of the player base is made happy by this versus how many players are absolutely fed up and actually quit, not just writing in YouTube comments that they're going to quit. And as long as that formula comes up with in the positive, I'm like, hey, that's great. Seems like it's great for the game. Like, it genuinely seems wonderful for the game. I always forget about this stupid node. We should be able to finish this dude off. Spider-Punk is used for her. Encore reduction is really good for SP1 baiting. However, Incinerate plus terrible block prof comes back to bite him. Yeah, I've heard. Oracle, weren't you talking about on my Discord the other day? I feel like even when I'm not active on my Discord typing, when I log on, I tend to go back and read the messages, particularly in the MCoC general channel. So, like, I mean, sometimes there'll be like 500 messages, depending on how active it's been and how long of a break. I never go more than, like, I don't know, a few hours. Well, sometimes I guess I do because of work and stuff. But whatever, that's not the point. But I could have swore, like, you and DLL and Aiden and a bunch of people were kind of talking about Spider-Punk for Enchantress. So, yeah. You also think that, NCoC Encyclopedia. I'm always a little hesitant because I don't know, but yeah, I think as far as the name's concerned, first of all, to anyone who doesn't know, Mimic is awesome. I know it's always dangerous to say these things on social media because as soon as you say, I like this, people are like, he hates everything else. It's clear. You're like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking specifically about Mimic right now. Really have a ton of respect for Mimic too. All my time in the CCP and on that server, this is a perfect example. I don't love every champion he's ever made, but I see that someone really, really cares about tying things together, about trying to put together a good kit, about producing something that they think some players out there may really, really love. And I've seen on multiple occasions Mimic do things that he did not need to do to help someone out. And I mean, I think that's it, man, right? That's like just caring about the products you're putting forth, caring about the people that are playing about it. I just have a ton of respect for Mimic. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. If anyone's got any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And again, do not read into that. There was not a negative statement about a single person. I just had the opportunity to pay a compliment, and I took it. That was not a good fight. I was busy making sure I didn't say anything that anyone could possibly interpret negatively. So I was not paying attention at all to what I was doing. Renzo, what's up, dude? William, I'll read that in a second, buddy. Because I have a feeling you're correct. William saying in low tier war, she's going to get a lot of kills anyway. Just fight and don't read. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, I think that's got to be one of the biggest challenges to making this game is like, how do you satisfy your like tippy top, like 1,000 players, let's call them. It's probably more like 3,000 or 4,000. Because people playing at a variety of quote unquote levels in war and battlegrounds due to how much time and whatever, but like super high skilled, really dive in. It's probably significantly larger than 3,000 or 4,000 actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. How do you satisfy all them and that sort of thing without just totally making everyone else feel overwhelmed, like they'll never be able to have fun again? I don't know. So far, so good. I mean, Kabam's been doing it for 10 years. And in my opinion, they've gotten even better at it over the last 4, like noticeably better as someone who's been playing for a long time. Oscar, what's up, dude? You were. Okay, thanks, Oracle. You, DL and Readless. That's right. I knew those really smart people. So thanks. Big Blue Ox, always a fun series. Oh, the like learning to fight. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I have a question about the upcoming war tactic. I am the wrong person to ask. I am absolutely wrong. I've done like one tactic fight and something went wrong, and I had no idea what's going on. Which brings up another thing. We'll talk about this. Let's finish off this Enchantress, and that brings up another topic. If I forget, try to take me back to war. Aiden is a great war player, a planner. And there's other great war players in here too, but Aiden's just the last one I've seen typing who might be able to help you out with that, potentially. MCoC Encyclopedia, don't you play Super High Tier War too? I believe you do. All right. Crimson, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, dude. I always forget. I hate these nodes, man. They did a good job with this side quest, in my opinion. Like, the nodes are just, like, enough. This guy's pretty SP1 happy. Mego's always SP1 happy. I got so bored of fighting him. I think it was on node 48 in Alliance War. 48, the upper left one with the unblockable SP2 and the enhanced power gain. I don't even know if that's the node anymore. As someone who got Spider-Man 2099 early and then became like pretty good with him, God, I just was sent to that. Like, I actually got to the point where, because you know, war videos are some of the worst performing videos a YouTuber can make in MCoC, unless like you have a rep for war, right? And let me rephrase that. They're some of the worst performing ones for me. Okay. But one of the things I was trying to do is say like, hey, in war, you can learn a lot from them. You can take this and do it with your own fights and questing and all that stuff. And I literally got to the point, because I don't bullshit you guys, right? And you guys know that. It was like, I am bored of this fight. I am really tired of this fight. I will continue to voice it over, but if you guys are over it, please let me know. Like, I just fought him so many times, and he never seemed happy to throw anything except for an unblockable SB2. Lord, what's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, dude. Anyone know? I don't know when Negasonic goes into the pool. Sometimes that information's on Aunt May. Let's do this. Oh, Quicksilver's dead. That sucks. He's of no use to us dead. Let's just use Spidey and see if we can get this done. I posted a solo on my Discord the other day with Spidey. So take the opportunity to move her back. Yeah, did not get those. Did not. Did not land the intercept there. So let's see if we can get her to. Oh. Very, very mean of her. So I think that shows, to me, that completely demonstrates we've got those basics down. We've got that basic understanding. She came up, if I recall correctly, with all three of the spells. We were able to get the heavy punish, the intercept, the knockdown. We showed why you want to hit into the block, or how you can hit into the block, get yourself the room. And then the next step is just learning that SP1 evade. So if I can get the SP1 evade down relatively soon, I will turn this into a video. Literally, you've got a ton of really smart people in the chat. If you have any questions, ask them. If you have any questions, ask them. Is 7-star Enchantress worth the R3 or is Red Skull? I personally love Red Skull. I think he's a phenomenal dual threat champion. I think if you really love Enchantress, you love playing her, you've got to love playing her, because no champion is requiring you to dive in and learn as much. As far as like not only like what she's capable of doing, but also like how to use her during a fight. Then have fun, go for it. I don't think that's crazy. Like that's not outside the realm of crazy. And then if you enjoy Battlegrounds, see what some of these Battlegrounds players play. I definitely have Enchantress rated highly as a defender, because even though like we're kind of getting her down, the thing is, and what you kind of just saw is, one, if you miss SP1 evade, you got problems. Two is if you get the wrong spells, if the RNG goes against you as far as her spells are concerned, she can cause you a lot of problems. All right, let's go ahead and finish her down. We'll take a quick break to kind of do some chit-chatting, and then we'll jump on to the Superior Iron Man portion of this. I need to get these down. So I messed up the there we go. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and just check in on the chat. William, you know what's interesting is on the topic of Red Skull, I do think he's a much better dual threat in general, right? This is something we talked about on the Battlegrounds tier list. I guess I forgot to talk about it in the general tier list, although I thought I did. It was definitely a topic of quite a bit of conversation in the Illuminati too, is Red Skull's Battleground score about to go down? Not a ton, like from a 10 to probably a 9, by virtue of, and this is how it works, this is why we do it monthly and update this stuff and not just the new champions, is Cosmic champions that are in decks, they're good enough to be in decks that can handle Red Skull easily, right? Cosmic Ghost Rider's the big one. But you can plan it around Cosmic Ghost Rider. I know really smart players that do. They've gone heavy on their tech champions and things like that, or like Killmonger, and then they just automatically ban Cosmic Ghost Rider. But you're starting to have other champions like Beta Ray Bill, who's a real problem for any champion that's relying on their arm ups to make them a tough defensive champion. So I think we're in kind of this interesting place. And because none of us know what Kabam is going to put out next, we don't know what class, we don't know what they're going to do with that class or anything like that. This is kind of part of the game, right? It's kind of part of the game, is that sort of strategy. What's annoying is after you do the spell removal, she's already at another SP1. Could not agree more. I could not agree more. I think like on enhanced power gain sorts of nodes, things like that. I think she feels very Kindred-esque to me. We covered this a lot in the video today, but again, I know not everyone watches every video and no one watches all of every video. I think there's a lot of like puzzle challenge parts to her. Like you could take her with almost any champion, but if you bring the RPG ass, you're going to have a much better time. This feels very Kindred-esque to me. I think there's just like the power gain like you're talking about. And then also if you just roll the wrong spells, like if it just goes against you and you make even one mistake, I think you're going to have some serious problems. I think we're going to see for a very long time, we're going to see videos of her getting absolutely destroyed, plus also having her destroy us just based on like a single mistake, a missed evade, or the spells just constantly don't go your way. That's my prediction. What's my opinion on Shothra coming to the game? I mean, I think that's cool, right? It wasn't really a surprise. She's the one that won the Summoner's Choice, right? So I wasn't that surprised, and I think that's really cool. Who's the other ones, like Count Nefario or something like that? I'll be honest, I'm not a big enough knowledgeable enough comic book fan to have known who he was. So the first time I saw him, I was like, okay, Doctor Strange's evil twin brother. All right, that's cool, man. We'll go with that, So, yeah, you tell me. Are you guys excited about him or that sort of thing? And I'll kind of feed off of that a little bit. So far, the offseason, my Alliance War Enchantress somehow has 4 kills and is at 90. Yeah, Kurt, I think she'll be doing that, my friend. Champions of Suppression are going to make her much more manageable. So, Aiden, that's another reason why I like Quickstar. We didn't even get into all the reasons. Is also with his Wither. He can stack a tremendous amount of Withers. And it's not... You have to be a relatively skilled Quicksilver player to manage his Withers, keep the Whiplash off, and all that stuff. I'm not saying it's easy. And if you don't play him regularly, his combos and stuff do start to become a bit of a problem to manage. But there's a lot of reasons why I as of right now, where I'm at, I think Quicksilver is my favorite default counter to her. Yeah, Count Nefaria. Thank you very much. Thanks for the correction. Count Vajaria. What's that place, sir? It's an ensemble that can't be prevented by ability. Actually, Lord of Thunder. Are you talking about Enchantresses? Yeah, I can see you're having a conversation with someone, so I'm not sure I'm following. You might be talking to someone else. Doctor Strange reskin or evil brother? Absolutely, dude. It says evil brother with slightly bigger eyebrows, if I remember correctly. I guess that's part of why he's evil, though, probably. As a man with relatively large eyebrows. What's up, Justin? Yeah, Kurt, I mean, I hear you, dude. And I'm not going to, like, harp on your one comment, because I get you, man. I'd rather have a cool Doctor Strange, too. But I get it. The model, economic model and the advancement model and the challenge model of this game is via new champions every month. So I get it. I get it. I imagine that if they could snap their fingers and make Doctor Strange and all those like classic Avengers and stuff very meta relevant in this game, they would. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hear you though, man. I hear you. As whenever this kind of stuff comes up, I always remind myself that like how lucky I am that I play the game. I have time to play a game like this. I then have cover it with a successful YouTube channel, which just feels crazy to me. Like if I was a kid and someone told me this would happen one day. I know multiple people who work for the game. I get to hang out with like a really awesome audience and community like you. I literally got to help like tiny a bit, like design a champion that my friend made. And my favorite characters in the Marvel universe, cinematic and cosmic, are incredibly powerful in it. Like I can't, like, it's just wild. So whenever someone's like, oh, I would love this champion to be good, I would love it, I always try to remind myself that like I am stupidly lucky with that sort of thing in this game. Titania is slightly more annoying to play. Opponents will throw a special after SP3. William, so like again, I get you, man. And you know what? That I have the Titania showcase and it just keeps getting pushed back because timely stuff keeps coming up. It's supposed to come out on the 31st this Saturday, but I already know that it might get pushed back. I personally feel like it's happening more too. Not gonna lie. Don't do it. Don't believe in it. She's still amazing, and it still often works. It still works, I think, more than it doesn't. But I hear you. I get it. And it's a little frustrating to me as well. I'm not going to tell you it ain't. Would Human Torch be the best counter to Enchantress since he can't miss? Yeah, and she would power him up. I think the issue is going to be, as you're fighting like bigger, beefier Enchantresses, his ability to stay alive. I would think. There might be something I'm missing. But yeah. 40% of the time, it works every time, baby. Up that to like 60% and you got it, Stink. Titania still intimidates me. Yeah, but you like it, Aaron. All right. So everyone's like, whoa, where'd that come from? I got some of those. I got some in the chamber every once in a while. All right. I also think that was the gist of Aaron's joke. Let's see here. What's going on? I think we're moving on to... Okay, so let's move on to Superior Iron Man. I love this dude. I love this dude for a variety of reasons. We talked about it briefly when we entered the stream, but I know some of you may have jumped straight here. I love him for he does not have like the some of the various utilities that I often look for as far as when I'm grading champions and rating champions and things like that. That's often in the cosmic class of, True Strike, True Scent, all the various true stuff. Okay, like even Adam Warlock he's not handling evade or miss. He obviously goes unblockable, but that's not due to his true ability. But the true ability gets as though there was no resistances or armor. Superior Iron Man does not have any of that. And so there are going to be fights where he struggles. Yes, he's got the armor break, but there's often champions that you like flat out don't want to armor break, right? Like Dragonan. And then there's champions that like interact very differently with armor break. I think it's like Nimrod. And so it would not be surprising that there's others I haven't mentioned and also if more come out. But he can kind of get through that a little bit in that way, like big pieces of armor, but still the resistances and all that. You're like, you sound like you hate him. Well, for me, period, those were the negatives. Now there's just a ton of positives. You can play him relatively just like mindlessly, and we'll do that a little bit today because we'll be talking and having some fun. And then we're also going to concentrate on like playing him a little bit better, working on those intercepts. Is there a better pattern to getting more of the buffs versus like refreshing them? Is there a reason why you want to use the SP1? I do believe it's because if you want a lot of armor breaks versus the SP2, which does like the bigger and bigger damage. I don't have the 7-star, so we're going to go with the 6-star that took to rank 5 and ascended. I just want to look at the node really, really quickly. What is this? You need buffs. And it'd be great if those were the buffs you could have. And then who is the boss? I don't know if I've ever cut it this close. I don't know if I'm going to get the EQ done. I think I got it. Oh, that's right. Thank you. He can do hazard shift nodes as well. Yes, absolutely. The dot resistances. Thank you, Aiden, and everyone. So let's have a good time. we're gonna have a good time. Okay, Superior Iron Man. He is in. You've made the list. In case he, for some reason, dies, I want to make the fights as quick as possible. So, yes, Adam Warlock. I don't recall even what the node was. I did not read. No, not that. Why'd you do that? Where's Shang-Chi? I wanted to bring Shang along. Oh, he doesn't have a... He doesn't have a thing on him. Kate Bishop, I can't imagine there being a situation where she can't take him. Ooh. Alright, let's jump in. Let's just have some fun. Underrated aspect of his kit is instinct buff. Thank you, dude. I could not remember that while recording last night. I could not for the life of me recall what the name of his buff where he you heavy and then get up the instinct buff, which is what allows him to block or to parry non-contact attacks, right? Okay, so we're starting off on the simple one. I'm just literally just going to play this dude. We're going to do a little bit of button mashing for a few fights, go through it, and then we'll start looking at his kit a little bit closer. Thanks, Oracle. You didn't know. I didn't know you had it in you. Yeah, man, there's some. There's some. So, I mean, the medium is producing good stuff, ending the combo on a light. Like, just good stuff is happening. You know what's interesting here? Wonder when the armor break happens. Let's do this. We don't know if the armor break happened to prevent the auto block. Nope. Okay, so that's our answer. Huh. So I think you can use the striker. Yeah, I think it was Trappy specifically called it out. That the SB2 is fast enough that if you time it well with the striker, you can actually get around at least Guardian's auto block. So it's not a true stun. Everyone remember that. I'm gonna work on not calling it that. But what should we call it? What is it called? Is there actually a technical term in the game for the pause, the sleep mechanic? What is it called? Does anyone know? That the striker puts on. Oh, Pablo, I'm sorry to hear, but I'm glad you're here now, my friend. Let's enjoy the time we have together. We'll do it again on Thursday, buddy. You're working on some parallel rotation stuff. Very cool. Are you going to share that on the server or anything like that? Let me know. That sounded very, very selfish, and I apologize. It's not how I meant it. Yeah, the stun after the relic. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm concentrating on that right now or thinking about it. As the game continues to grow, and as my channel, I think, becomes, I don't know what the term is. Let's just call it bigger, for lack of a better term right now. I'm trying more and more to make sure I'm using the proper terms as much as possible, because I do think the game is big, and I do think it's easy to not understand the terms. Yes, some of you will know that this was a topic of conversation on the server recently, and that's okay. That's good. That's one of the reasons it exists, so we can all learn. And so I don't want to call it that in case one day... I hate this about Venom. In case one day Kabam actually makes it important, I don't know, a node where someone's immune to the striker's sleep ability. You know, after this, let's go ahead and look and see if we can see. If we can go ahead and see what it's called, because I would like to call it the proper name, right? Why did that make him go red? I don't like that. There we go. Plus Superior Iron Man. These two Superior Iron Man stole Titania is Intimidate. I think it's obvious. That's where Titania is Intimidate went. It's invisible and it's on Superior Iron Man. There we go. The case has been closed because we cracked it. That's the second time that's happened. Is the Thor relic best for her or Miss Marvel? For who? Cowboy. Just pulled some. Was that just a typo? It might just be a. Cowboy, let me know. Did you actually mean her and you're talking about someone else, or is it just a typo and you're talking about Superior Iron Man? Maybe that's what the answer here is. The Personcito is called. Make sure I just specifically call it the relic stun, but I don't know. Superior Iron Man. Oh, okay. No. The best. I don't know. What is the best relic for him actually? Thor is the one that's just so generically good for cosmics. That's kind of why we've gone with it. Let's check out I do want to take a quick aside so that we can start practicing this. Is there anything on them that even says what it's called? You know what I'll do, actually, guys, is I will make a note to ask in CCP. We're going to take a second right here and get this done, because I do think it's important. I apologize for the timeout here, everyone. I just, if we can get an answer to this, I'd love to. Chances of it being answered while we're streaming, I think, are very, very low. But you never know. And then we can encourage everyone to start using it. Cool. So we got that up. Striker opening, yeah. Looks like the official term is striker opening. The Relic Awakening. Okay. Aiden saying the Miss Marvel for the precision is probably the best. Not gonna lie. It'd be nice to have. Oh yeah, that's right. Because the crit rate's kind of the, if there's an issue to Superior Iron Man or a weakness or something like that, that's it. That could be helped through other means. That's why the 7-star seems so strong. I apologize. I'm communicating about some pretty important stuff with my wife. Again, everything's great. I'm not asking for positive thoughts. But it was important and timely. Okay, let's move back into this. R7 skills. Are you talking to me, bud? I may have just totally misspoken and said I thought. Thanks, Aiden. If I said I regret taking Sim to R5, it was a complete miss. Okay, you're not talking to me. I was like, I may have just badly misspoken because I was trying to do too many things at once. All right, now let's go ahead and pay attention to what the hell we're doing. So you saw how much damage this guy produces by just mashing. All right. So we have the awakened ability. More time to allow the suit to reduce the cooldown. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Not that these aren't important. It's just not what I want to cover right now. All right. Here's what folks are talking about as far as hazard shift lance. It reduces the incoming bleed and certain shock effects by 50%. This is kind of a big deal. I do intend to and plan to, at least if I can in war, something like that, take some hazard shift lanes or fights with him so we can show this off. Or if I can't, I'll try to find some in questing or things like that. Each buff active on Iron Man grants a large portion of armor. Here's the big deal. Is each buff active? So it's each buff. It's not unique buff. It's just buff. Active on Iron Man grants 240 attack rating. If you haven't seen, this is a rank 5 ascended Superior Iron Man. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think about how many buffs we were able to get by literally just button mashing, or by just doing medium combos or into some lights, it adds up very, very fast, okay? Here's that auto block ability that's also made, I think, superior by the signature ability. But here we go. So Tony Stark's better than you are. All his buffs are superior. They gain 100% ability accuracy. This, as I've seen, and my understanding is this could be helpful for like glancing abilities, right? If an attack glance, you're still gonna get them, depending on how the glance is written, all that stuff. Okay, you have 100% more chance or likelihood to get them. But I think this will get around some neutralizes as well, and that's my kind of basic understanding of that. The buffs themselves are only situationally important, remember, because there's no fury buff, but each one is giving you that massive attack increase. Intercepting the opponent with a medium attack or striking them with a second medium randomly grants one unique core. Okay, so that's why I was saying you can just parry medium over and over, and you can continue to get one unique one that Tony does not already have. And then the light attacks either intercept or ending a combo with them. That's where you have to go all the way to the fourth one. Randomly grants 2 core superior buffs of a type. So we're going to just kind of work on trying to build those as efficiently as we can. So we'll be considering time, we'll be considering what the defender's doing, and that sort of thing. I will look for intercepts a little bit more. But again, one of the things I love about him is that that's not like something you've got to do. Come on, Gambit. This Gambit doesn't want to play ball. Striker opening, not stun, and then just a smooth 100. What was that? 180,000 special 2 crit to end it. So that's one of the interesting things for me. I think it's just going to be really dependent. If you have strong feelings otherwise, let me know. I think it's going to be really dependent on what the defender's doing and the node. There's multiple times in there where I was like a medium light into a combo, and I was thinking, well, I can try to backdraft intercept here, or I could just literally finish the combo and either refresh the buffs or get the new one. And so often it felt like it was more efficient, better for what they had, because I was not an aggressive AI, and just finish off the combo. If you have different thoughts, let me know. Aiden, if you're running Super Iron Man War, you're going to want future Iron Man synergy, and possibly Daredevil helps to sustain a lot and takes... DD is Daredevil, right? Takes away his reliance on SP2 for decent damage. Gets around all neutralized effects under 101% potency. Okay, so that's the... Aiden's answering the plus ability accuracy there. Gambit is always passive. He's a jerk. He's a jerk. So this is a champion that we're not going to be able to stun. Well, I guess we can stun. It's just not going to allow for reliable openings. See, like right now, I'm going to finish that combo. There was nothing about it that made me think like an intercept. I wanted to get the refresh, so went straight for the medium. I think these are the little things that as you play him will matter, and you're going to kind of just learn. I personally feel right now that trying to force something is probably not going to go the way you want it. It's probably not going to produce the results you're looking for. That's weird. Maybe I was just late. And there we go. You're making Sim look good, or Sim making you look... It's definitely Sim making me look good. And these are not like his like ideal matchups or anything like that. Like, you know, the armor break got removed and stuff like that. I can't reliably punish a parry against that Daredevil. We're gonna have the same situation here where, right, doesn't this guy get rid of all debuffs when you knock him down? Pretty sure. Well, Aiden, only way you're gonna have to force things is when you want him for his dot resistance. Yeah, and that is made significantly more easier. Well, yeah. So you can control which first superior buff comes up, right? So like, let's say you're fighting a Havoc, you can select the armor up one. For this one, just to kind of show like what Aiden's talking about, you can pick the very first one with the superior energy resistance. Will obviously be helpful, right? Oh my gosh. Heinz, huge thank you. I have not been looking out for that. I honestly don't know why that caught my eye just now. If anyone has been tipping through Stream Elements, I just recently set that up and I thought an alert would come up on my screen, and I see it in the chat, and so I'm realizing that it has not been coming up on my screen. An absolutely massive thank you. I know that takes an extra level or two of, you know, going off of YouTube, potentially even setting up an account. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I cannot emphasize enough how much I appreciate all support. But I'm aware of the extra effort you went through to do that. And thank you very, very much. Let us know if you have a question or anything like that. And if you're still there, hopefully you didn't take off. If you're still there, please let me know. Did it even give you the opportunity to put up a question? I will admit, just me being me and the level that I hold myself to, I'm a little bit disappointed and embarrassed that no alert showed up, and it's making me wonder if other people have done the same thing and I didn't get the opportunity to thank them. So if you fall into that category, please come into the chat and say so. Thank you for doing this how-to. Super helpful. You got it, Heinz. A lot of this is due to the advice and feedback and constructive criticism of everyone on my Discord server. I think it's like 3 weeks ago now, where I very blatantly asked them, I said, what do you guys actually enjoy seeing from me? Like, what is helpful? What am I doing well? Because I have fun with a lot of stuff on YouTube and MCoC, but I would like to do the things you actually want to see. I want to make this efficient and just enjoy the heck out of it. And this is literally what they said. And people have, to the shock of no one, they were right because they were being honest. And I appreciate the heck out of them. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. So the first one that comes up should be the energy resistance. So there we go. So if this was really important to what I was doing, you know, you obviously want to make sure that it stays up. There we go. We've now got 3 of them because we ended it in the light. I'm going to do the combo here. So I think from what I'm gathering and playing this guy, a large part of my level up will be monitoring my opponent's power meter. Be like right here, I thought he got rid of all debuffs. It's obviously it's damaging, or it's at least not armor break. I should have baited that out so I would have more time to reliably attack and utilize my armor break. Now it's just going to fall off. Same mistake. Literally same mistake. We'll see though. Knowing Superior Iron Man, if this crits, he's dead. So no, it didn't crit. You know, he did purify that. I don't fight a lot of Night Thrashers these days, so I'm not too familiar with his kit and why he purified it on one knockdown and why he didn't on the other one. It's not 100% chance to purify. Okay, that would explain it. It's all debuffs when he's knocked down. Thank you, Aiden. He has a chance to purify. Do To the surprise of no one, the person named Encyclopedia knows the answer, and Aiden knows the answer. Like, if you know either of them, they were going to know. So I really appreciate them both sharing. Stink, we appreciate the heck out of you too. Thanks, Stink. I appreciate it, man. What Potato Love just said. Potato Love, would you consider upgrading Vox on the tier list? Probably not. If something comes around or some reason, great reason to, but we've gone over him a lot. And I even did the I did the spicy meter video on him, which I believe is going to be coming back hopefully this weekend. I see how much people enjoyed that. Again, following the advice of Discord server and all that. Because it's a different way of breaking them down. And I want to make it abundantly clear. Vox is rated as a great champion. A great champion. I just don't every video have the chance or the time to go over like how great they are, but why they are still where they are. They're great. They're phenomenal. I think they are so worthy of ranking. I think a great player, a good player, an average player could invest in Vox and do a ton in this game with them, including War and Battlegrounds. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know. I just literally was talking to my alliance mates about Vox and how there used to be a lot of Vox feedback on going higher. Yeah, I mean, even the Illuminati pitched in. I mean, you got Aiden right there from Illuminati. If Aiden thinks we got to revisit Vox, I'll be happy to do it. But okay, so there he is. We may need to discuss because Tactic allowed us to discover how good Vox is even without the degen rotations. That's true. And I think DLL showed the SB3 as well, I think. Need to look before we recommend. So it goes back quite a few months, Aiden. We did a very thorough... I even did a video on the, am I wrong? I believe it was Am I Wrong or Spicy Meter. Spicy Meter. Poor Vox absolutely useless BG season. It shows you how much I've played the BGs. I believe you, but I don't know. How's this gonna go too with her whole thing that she does? See, that's why I like another reason why I just love this champion. And you guys hear me talk about flow a lot. That's such a great example of flow. It's like, I'm just playing him. I just went for an intercept because it was there. Like, if I wasn't so busy yapping, I would have landed another one. And you get rewarded for that. Like right there. She's just being aggressive. So intercepts are relatively easy to come by. I forced one there, so I get punished for it. I think that's where I'm gonna make my mistakes with him, is by trying too hard to be fancy. Where I think in most fights, I can just let the fight come to me. And yeah. That was an accidental striker. I did not mean to do that. Again, she started off aggressive, so I was able to take advantage of it. That right there was an example of what I'm talking about. So just the intercept, just from playing the game, not trying to force a part of his kit. And I very much love that. I think this will kill her. Nope. She is a tanky gal. All right. Let's see. I think this with the striker opening should do it. I realized that was not a pretty fight. But if you're following what I'm saying about why I like Superior Iron Man so much, why I personally enjoy him, and why I do think he's very good for a large portion of the player base, that fight, I think, was one of by far the best examples. LDS is immune to armor break with her nanobot regen. Thanks. I fight her so rarely. That I don't even know if I ever fully knew how to fight her. And then when she was in that Alliance War showcase, Cosmic Ghost Rider just obliterated her. It was really fun. Great point, Mitchell. And I think that's one of the things that that Aiden is talking about there, is that Vox, it might be time to revisit. It might be time to revisit. You want her at R3 duped? So, Aiden, you talking about Lady Deathstrike? You said her, so I think it's pretty obvious you're talking about Lady Deathstrike, but I want to make sure before I say what I want to say. Or are you talking about Vox? You said her, so I think it's pretty clear you're talking about Lady Deathstrike, and I know you're a Lady Deathstrike fan. I don't feel like reading the notes. I just want to get this done and get a few more Superior Iron Man fights in. So we'll see. This little monkey, dude. I assume there were nodes, but where we're going, there are no nodes. Chi had a lot of fun in that fight too. I love Chi, man. Recently, so bummed. I do this like crystal cornucopia, which is essentially like any openings that of like last month or sometimes 2 months, depending on how few or many openings there are. So I'll do that if the crystal wasn't part of an event or something else, right? It's not a sign of how good they are. It's a sign of they just weren't part of an event or a sale or, crucible or what have you, right? And so I did that, and I was like, no, I'm aware of my openings. Like, I had really good luck. There's some bad pulls, of course, or some non-great pulls, but there were really good ones. And one of them was Awakening Chila. I was so excited for that. And then I just don't, just so you guys know, like I record on the computer that I'm streaming on. It's a PC, and then I transfer it over to a Google, I can't think of it, I think it's called Google Drive or whatever. And then I download it onto my Mac, and then I edit on my Mac. And I did the video, and in editing, I was like, something feels wrong. I don't know what it was, but I recall thinking that something felt off. And a couple of people commented on the video, like, well, it's fair. They were very kind. Like, please do not go say anything mean to these people. It was very fair commenting. And they're like, you said that your luck was great, but like, honestly, it wasn't that good, dude. I was like, no way, what are you talking about? So I went back and I watched the video. And I was like, you know what? They're right. Like, it wasn't, it was fine, but it wasn't as good as I had said it was going to be. And like a day later, the videos of Chila and getting more SIGs on a Danny Moonstar, which if you're familiar with my channel, is a big deal for me. She definitely figures, not only am I a fan and I enjoy playing her, but she figures heavily into my prestige. So getting more SIGs on her was also big. So both the Chila Awakening and the Danny Moonstar SIGs just flat out weren't in the video. And I was like, well, no wonder they thought I was being overly cheery about my luck. It's because they didn't see the great pulls. So, yeah. JJ, what's up? Just took Omega Sentinel to rank 2. LDS is definitely next tech rank up. Nice, dude. I love Omega Sentinel. Do you think a high SIG 6-star is better than a 7-star in Duped Kilmore? Yeah, but Eugene, so that's one of the tough things about doing the tier list, and we try our best to get all those points across, is if you're at that point in the game where you're making that sort of decision, I think you're better off looking elsewhere for your rank up stuff. Like, unless you just really need Killmonger. Like, if you're doing it purely for Battlegrounds, I would still probably advise you to look elsewhere right now, because that 6-star is only going to see you for so much longer. Whereas the 7-star will be a great long-term investment, particularly for Battleground defense. But you're going to want to get him awakened, And of course, the SIG, as you can tell by the way you're asking the question, you know what you're talking about. I didn't believe I did that. That was weird. Okay. So what I would say is, unless you need You know, I need to restart my phone. I think it's obvious. Unless you need Killmonger for something, I would look elsewhere for your rank up materials. Or if you just really like Killmonger, which is fair. I mean, it's a great champion. Then I would still... Nah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Because the SIG has the True Strike, right? No, it doesn't. What does the SIG have? The SIG does have an offensive use too, if I remember correctly. Let me check that out. I actually want to see that. Yeah, LDS. Watch. Oh, you did watch Sim's video. Okay, I'm going back to Sim and asking which champion he was talking about. I want to get that confirmed. It's a great video on LDS and the scaling, particularly the jump from rank 2 to rank 3 as a 7-star. I highly recommend checking it out. Reverb trick at the same time gives extra damage. That's what it was. Thank you, Aiden. So I mean, if you really need, if you really like Killmonger, have fun. 2 is if you don't need him, or you're not like a massive fan who just really wants to rank him up because you're excited about it, I would probably go the 7, but I would also just say wait if you can. I would say wait if you can. How many people are working on the tier list? Well, I mean, you guys know I go back and I'm not going to claim I read every comment anymore. I just don't. It probably wouldn't be good for mental health either. But I do go and read them. And so we do take that into consideration. And then as far as like directly working on it, the spreadsheet wizards, right? The 2 atoms, adamantium and atom G. And then the Illuminati is always flexible based on just like, you know, how much the person can be active right now, how much time they actually have to participate in it. That's why sometimes you'll see people be on and off and then come back again. But as of right now in that room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there are 10 people. A couple of them are just, again, I like transparency. I prefer to be transparent anywhere I can. There are a couple people that are kind of like, let's call them like legacy Illuminatis. They were so insanely and incredibly helpful. That's particularly in the early days when so much of it was formatting and not debate as in like arguing, more debating as how do we format this to get the information we're trying to get across to a viewer and what's actually going to help people. And there was a tremendous amount. I'm talking like hours and hours and hours of iterating on a tier list, then a video, seeing how people responded, the things that were misunderstood, and not blaming the viewer, right? A lot of times it's like, oh, well, obviously, viewer, if you look at the emoji, it's like, okay, either they saw the emoji and they didn't understand the way we worded it, or we didn't do a good enough job of calling it out, or maybe they just didn't watch the video, but still, let's see how many people are doing this. So like not arguing with the viewer, but taking what they said and then thinking, is this feedback that we can actually action on? And if so, how do we improve the list and the formatting? And then, you know, bringing in new Illuminati members and kind of helping catch them up to what we're trying to do. Like they get it in a big picture. That's one of the major reasons someone like Aiden's on. You see how helpful he's already been here, right? I mean, the guy he's just like one big helpful machine. Like it's insanely impressive, actually. And then kind of bringing Aiden on. Aiden's already like, okay, I want to help. Here we go. Let's do it. And then be like, okay, here's how we're formatting these things. Here's how like the scoring goes. There's a variety of ways these champions are all scored. We go over that in June and December's videos of the top 10s. We talk much more about the actual scoring process and the various breakdowns. And then you see 3 of those on the tier lists. And then the spreadsheet wizards. Like, I don't just make up nicknames for fun. It is fun, but I also do it because people deserve a title. And they created something outrageous that like is so configurable. And so there's all the Illuminati members I just mentioned. And then, of course, the 2 spreadsheet wizards as well. MCoC Encyclopedia, I think you dipped out, but huge thank you for the messaging. I see what you did and I appreciate it. And then huge thank you to FinTech. Talk about someone who just wants to be helpful. And also dominate everybody in Battlegrounds, but also be helpful. And it's FinTech also confirming what you all said about the striker opening. I was debating calling it out in the Cap fight. I just couldn't remember how Cap's glancing works. But remember we talked about the plus 100% ability accuracy of the buff. So I'm going to try to intentionally get glancing up on myself. I think it's through the SP1, right? Doesn't he put a glancing debuff on us? There we go. So let's see how this works out. We should, wow, he's a fast little man. But you see right there, so we're obviously glancing. It is minimizing our damage. I'm not trying to tell you that it's not, and it's like he's a great glancing counter. What I'm saying is that his being Superior Iron Man's build-up is still possible in matchups where glancing exists. You're still having the reduced damage, obviously. So this is going to take a minute. Oh, I forgot to reset my phone. The special, yeah, I shouldn't have thrown that there. We will get this down together. If we stick together, we will get through this. Ant-Man is trying to separate us and cause us to fight amongst ourselves. Let's see here. Throw it, dude. Throw it. Nope, you're not gonna throw it. All right, let's just try to end this. Let's play crazy. Oh man. And his Intimidate didn't work. And for those of you who aren't watching but you're listening, he doesn't actually have an Intimidate. That's the joke from earlier. What I have been surprised by is how little damage he's taking on these SP3s. I know Ant-Man's not exactly a damage machine. The armor ups aren't that strong. I'm just kind of surprised. I'm going to go to the Be Right Back screen, and we're just going to reset my phone. It'll just take a second. I never noticed that Ant-Man pulls his pants up post special 3. That's funny. I think a lot of us have probably never seen his SP3. JJ, I said hello to you, didn't I? At least I did in my brain. Don't tell the special wizards that they are my favorite. I miss having them in my alliance. Yo, you all were in the same alliance? They're good dudes, man. I got to hang out with both of them at the Battle Room Brawl. There were so many activities as far as, I mean, you all are aware of the various like Caban sponsored activities, and I do think those were excellent. I do. But there were also like, you know, I'm sure you all have heard, hopefully you all have heard about like the long walk to get donuts and ice cream that Cam took everyone on. Everyone's agreed that the donuts and ice cream were delicious. There was a meal at a Chinese restaurant that I've heard many times about. It sounded phenomenal. Myself and a handful of other folks went and ended up getting donuts and coffee every morning at this nice place. We had a lot of fun. So there's just a lot of cool things like that to me they were like the best part because everything was so great, but they were just additionally awesome parts. And at one point, I was able to kind of steal away. Like I don't remember what a large portion of my previously existing MCoC content creator friends were doing. They were doing something. I don't recall what it was. But the Adams were like, "Hey, we're gonna go get a beer at this other place." And it's like, you know what? I want to hang out with these guys too. There's only so much time, and we just had a blast together. I don't even remember what the name of the place was called. It was like it felt like an upscale Chili's. I don't know how else to explain that. It felt kind of like a Chili's, if you guys are familiar with those restaurants. And the reason I say like upscale is because I think they were having like some sort of like seafood event. I don't even remember. And I'm not sure why I'm so interested in that right now, but I am. I did not mean to start this with Hitmonkey. But we know one thing is with Hitmonkey, this fight should be over relatively quick. Especially if I forget about reverse controls. Man, I actually thought I was going to get to 2 bars of power. There we go. I did say hello. All right, good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm back now, half. And so that's like most. And now the message has been retracted. Probably took off. Thanks for being here, bud. I appreciate it a lot. And like I said, I appreciate the message. You've probably already left, but you might not have. What are the champions you guys disagree on the most? Like the most polarizing? Let's see what Aiden says. Yeah, let's have to say probably Luke right now. A few of us are pushing for a super high score, and some aren't fully sold. Yeah, that's it's interesting to hear you, Aiden. Oh yeah, that's right. I just did a lot of stopping and starting and thoughts and thinking out loud. Luke's been one of late. Actually asked everybody, so just again, like fun to talk about, peek behind the curtain. I told the guys, because I come up with the scores originally and then I give them for review. And almost every time, I say, hey, tear it apart, boys. Because like I just want to make sure everyone feels very comfortable, like totally criticizing my work. Like if they're not, then what was the point? The whole point is to get their experience and their knowledge. And particularly, I mean, sometimes it's going to mean like, no, I agree. But if you disagree, I want you as comfortable as possible with it, right? And I think I talked about it in the video. I may have edited it out for time. I said, I'm very uncomfortable with where I have Enchantress. She, I think, visually is higher than I'm comfortable with, but there's not a single score on here that I disagree with. Like, they all feel good, and in fact, I went conservative on them. And some of that, and that's one of the reasons we do have the emojis that we do on the sheet, is the shield emoji to highlight to people that this champion has a score of, I believe the current level is 8 or higher as a defender or dual threats in Battlegrounds. Because the last thing we want is some like a relatively new player, or let's say like a not super knowledgeable player, going there and being like, oh, I just pulled Enchantress. Wow, this tier list is supposed to be one of the best in the game. In my opinion, it is definitely the best. And so I'm going to rank up Enchantress and now have a really good time. Like, we want to do everything we could to like highlight, hold on, there's more here. Please, like, and that's why we say it so much in those videos of like, please go and do your research, watch the videos, play them, that sort of stuff. So Enchantress was one that I told the guys, I was like, very uncomfortable, please go at her. And they did, and I think she came down in one category and ironically came up in another. She's really good. She's really good. In fact, I know not everyone watches the whole stream. Make sure you see Grass's video on her. It is very long, so you're probably not going to be able to take it all in one sitting. My controls still are feeling a little weird, but I think this is more me just getting lazy and enjoying talking with you all. Who's a better champion, Super Iron Man or Hyperion? We have them like almost virtually tied, if I recall correctly. I could see both of them. I mean, I think like here, let's finish this fight and then we'll close off with a little bit of discussion. We can look at that because if I recall correctly, they are in the exact same tier on the general tier list, and they have the exact same score as attacker prowess, not mutant prowess, but just like, power. in the BG's tier list that went out today. They're different. They're very, very, very different. I've been playing this game for forever. Like, I think I did a grind for 4-star Hyperion, not when he was brand new into the game, but as like a rerun. So I think I'm a little bit, like, not jaded isn't the right word, but I have an awakened 7-star Hyperion that I think most people would be over the moon to have. And I think mine's still sitting at rank 1. We're gonna die. Yeah, we're gonna die. Let's just go back to Hitmonkey and get this fight over with. I don't want to think right now. That's good to hear. People tend to forget hype. Blooming, love him. Yeah, there you go. Like that. It was almost like we planned it. The Hyperion's awesome, dude. Like, that massive power gain, the multiple sources of damage, the ability to do like energy damage off the SP1, but the armor break, right? So the armor breaks off the heavy, or yeah. No, wait, I'm getting myself confused. The armor breaks off the SP2. So I would truly just go with like who you enjoy, that sort of thing. Oh, thank you, TC. I appreciate it. I will admit the last like 20 minutes of the stream, I've had a lot going on. I had a busy morning. Like I said, there's no reason for positive vibes. I'm not. Everything's great. Everything's great. This is these are outcomes of having a very fortunate life. So, but I have been a little distracted, I will admit. What was the actual question? Oh yeah, hype and Hyperion and Superior Iron Man. Let me pull up the tier list real quick though, just to make sure everything I said was accurate. Yeah, so we have Hyperion at the bottom of the Scorching tier, while Superior Iron Man's a little higher up. I would, without having put too much. Let me check. I have a feeling a lot of that is going to be due to their war score. Like, the only reason why that's different, and just so you know, that could be as small as like a single point difference. So Hyperion has a total score of 26, while Superior and Iron Man has a total score of literally 27. And the difference is probably going to be war, due to Superior Iron Man being able to take those hazard shift lane nodes, like more of them, would be my guess. Yeah. So Hyperion's 1 point higher in Battlegrounds due to, we literally talked about this today in the video. Just Superior Iron Man's a little newer, so I want to see it, and the group kind of wanted to see it too. And then Superior Iron Man has the higher war score, just due to more confidence in the hazard shift and like the flexibility that provides. So that was that. Yeah. Let's go and see. I don't think I'm seeing anyone else live streaming right now, so I don't think any raids or anything like that. But I greatly appreciate everyone checking out. If there is someone streaming, please feel very comfortable. Any moderators, put it in the chat, because like we said, YouTube doesn't always show us stuff. And I subscribe to a lot of people, so I'm a little surprised that, if no one is truly streaming right now. Massive thank you to everyone hanging out in the chat, sharing the knowledge. Aiden, MCoC Encyclopedia, and literally all of you. There's just two of the names that we're doing a lot today. Oracle was as well. Just all of you. You guys know I always end up forgetting someone, so I apologize. And then a huge, massive thank you for the donation from Heinz and going through the extra step there to do it through Stream Elements. It means more of it actually goes to me. So when you see that from other streamers, that's typically what it means. Maybe ask them, check with them, confirm that that's why they've done that. But more of the donation tends to go to the actual streamer themselves, if you didn't know that that's why they do it. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be back on Thursday itself. I'll be off tomorrow. Lots of appointments, things like that. And Wednesday's kind of my scheduled day off anyway. So we'll be back Thursday with the stream and the exciting conclusion of the reunion crystal. How many kicks to the nuts will I take from Kabam? Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye. Bye, Abdo. Miss you, buddy. Bye.